Cam Thomas working against Wiseman. They sag. Thomas gives it to Sharp, got it right back. Thomas, a lot of contact. Cunningham, franchise player for the Pistons, turning it on, trying to stop a streak.
He hadn't come off the floor in this one either yet, second half.
What were we saying earlier about
Sharp trying to keep the ball moving. He does to Thomas. Last time these two teams played, Thomas went off. Thomas makes his move, floats it up.
Up down.
Milwaukee second in the NBA in scoring behind Indiana. Thomas couldn't finish. And the rebound snagged by Giles. Thomas with a head of steam. Thomas!
He changed here this season.
All right, for more on Daniel Gafford, let's check in with Megan.
Guys, Daniel
Smith. Johnson. Good strong. Contested. Washington shooting 61% from the field.
Little drop in that department. See if he can get it back on track.
Denny filling up that stat sheet.
No middle.
And Thomas with at least 2+ three-pointers made. And Thomas fade away into paint.
Everybody got it over there, but he saved it right to Thomas. Thomas all the way, a rare turnover for him. And right into Dennis Smith. Up ahead to Thomas. Thomas did not want to go at James.
Thomas driving on Christie. And another. And Davis now with 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 9 points in a games. Here's Lonnie Walker, who spent last year as a teammate with James here in L.A. Thomas penetrates, hangs. Some nights the number 2 option on offense. Both guys, Bridges and Johnson, going to Brooklyn.
2 to make 1 is pretty good for them.
7-second difference in the game in shot clocks. Thomas, floater over Davis. Good. Watford offensive rebound. Here's Thomas. Deep one. Got it.
He's going to be a player. By the end of the year, he'll play more minutes.
Thomas off.
Ever. That's a long time.
He's been spectacular. Thomas is coming up next. Great early game between Denver and Boston. Do the Celtics finally lose on their home floor? Cam Thomas
From James Harden, Clippers pulled to within 6. Thomas for 3. It's good. And so not. Lob to Plumlee. Not there. Thomas with a racing rebound, driving around Coffee, then Powell.
Great. 2 for 9 now.
Thomas. Come the nets the other way. Thomas, driven off the line by Coffee, puts up a contested. Go out to the Warriors and friends and family. We are underway here in the 4th quarter. Thomas fades away and knocks it in.
Lions have to get out in transition, manufacture some easy baskets, and that's tough, right?
Stripped out of his hands and appeared. Johnson back to Thomas. Gets to his spot and launched. Thomas. Good recovery by Harden. Thomas working well without the ball, then floats it up.
Improvement. You've got a great leader for your team.
Shot clock winding down. Thomas, step back, Jay, book it. Here's Thomas, off the dribble. Step back.
From the corner.
Swing it. Thomas, body bump from McBride. Thomas avoids 2 defenders. Nets lead by 5. Smith looking for a lane. It's not there. Thomas shakes off his defender. Fades. Now they back off. 9 to shoot. 6-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Thomas, head and shoulder fake. Sneaks inside.
And may need a scorer off the bench. Brunson and Randall both on the...
Thomas defended by Anderson. Stop and go. Where Minnesota does not get enough time for a shot. But Cam Thomas, and it grazes the rim. Rebounded by Claxton. Thomas floats it up. Off the rim, O'Neal the offensive board. Thomas is open. Denver, Houston, head coach in the G League, Belgium and Germany, in Great Britain. Thomas, he's on the Knicks the other night. Thomas, close to the halfway point, 4th quarter. Alexander Walker comes up to guard Thomas.
To their final 9 games, including tonight here at Barclays Center. Thomas. Oh, can I have this dance?
little tween. Take a look at him surveying, and then that is a high release.
Thomas, switch. Now he's got Wara. Thomas. Yes, sir!
Down.
Milwaukee second in the NBA in scoring behind Indiana. Thomas. Oh, what a delivery! Scintillating from Cam Thomas off the window.
Of coming over quick. There was verticality by Thomas.
Thomas stop.
And Cam Thomas!
Wilson leaves it for Thomas. He played 140 playoff games. Cam Thomas. So look at this degree of difficulty.
And it was impressive because we agreed to a 5-year, $303 million contract extension. Cam Thomas with the buttery toss.
With 2 feet, the step back, he's nearly has his back entirely facing the basket. And
career, but was just a superstar overseas. Thomas on the long strides, hangs in the air. Oh, how did he do it?
The inside on Sacramento. You look at Thomas right there going at Barnes. What?
On the offensive rebound off the Thomas miss. Thomas. Fend off. Jumper is smooth. Cam Thomas.
As soon as the NBA comes. Here's Thomas. Threes knocked down and connects.
Good D by the Knicks, though, harassing him.
When you're going deep into the clock, Cam Thomas trying for 3, backbreaker. You knew what happened.
Bridges, get it in. Thomas, shot clock down to 1. Thomas, that's a
yeah. West Coast, East Coast, Brooklyn, LA.
Thomas lobs it up. Oh, Sumner! Get on up! Edmund Sumner! 35-28. They bunch up on Thomas. Oh, wild shot! Cam Thomas! 3 seconds left. First time that's happened for him since March of 2017. Thomas, ball fake on a 3. Shake. Jumper. Good! And a foul!
So expands once the reinforcements come back.
Dinwiddie
will be completely different once it happens. O'Neal comes up with a swipe. Thomas ahead of the field. Thomas ties it with a swipe.
Instincts, which obviously as a young player in the biggest role he's ever had is critical.
Oh, wow. Thomas.
Can't quite get it back. For the Cavs, when they've looked for that juice, Brad. As
Thomas now on a switch. Against the big, Cam Thomas. The jumper, bottom!
Some big-time shot making by Cam Thomas.
He has that look in his eye again. Sidestep 3. Thomas!